Hey guys, it doesn't matter,
I love the dream.
and this is episode 23 of our podcast, Confessions of a Stan Mixer Edition. And today we are going to be doing our DNA ranking. Crazy to think this is our last one.
I know, I'm kind of sad. I like doing the ranking videos.
I know. We'll have to think of some new rankings. Guys, ranking suggestions in the bottom. We're out of albums. We've done music videos, all the albums. Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Those are the ones we've done. So comment new ones that we can do. Do you want to just jump in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, heads up in advance. Our lists are unpopular.
Oh yeah. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt, I guess. But like don't actually cuz I like my ranking. I will say my quick not disclaimer, but like my opinion on the DNA album. I don't think it's honestly that bad. It could just be because I like a certain style of some of the songs on here. But like I don't see why it gets like so much hate. Like is it their best album? Obviously not. But like I don't know. Like I don't mind listening to it. And I feel like I'm the only person who thinks that.
I mean, to be honest, like I don't really think it's like I'm not going to be able to express this right, but I feel like its true downfall is really just like its lack of cohesiveness.
Mhm.
You know, like I hate Get Weird, but at least for the most part, it was cohesive
Yeah.
in like style and maturity and like that type of stuff, you know?
Mhm.
I mean, but I feel like that's true of like most groups' number ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like every group on their first album, they're like, oh, well, what's it sound like? And then everyone's like, well, there's a mix of, there's something for everyone. It's like because they don't have a group sound yet,
Mhm.
they're just like, well, we all have different tastes, and so that's what's on the album. So I feel like that's kind of just like the downfall of any like debut group album
Yeah.
is trying to like find your thing. Your
Yeah.
sound, your group, collective. All right. Jumping right in, my number 15, we did not include DNA Unplugged, so we have 15.
Yeah.
And Owen, we're counting How You Doing with and without Missy as the same thing. Anything else to disclaimer on that sense?
We don't have We Are Young in here.
Oh yeah, because it's a cover, so we didn't put it in here.
Yeah.
Uh, and same with Cannonball.
Yeah.
Okay. So at number 15, I have Love Drunk.
I have Stereo Soldier.
Uh, Love Drunk. Um, I just don't like it. uh, it's I just don't really love the melody of it. Don't particularly like the lyrics or like the message. Not that like it has like a message, but I don't really like the concept. That's what I meant to say. I don't really like the concept. I don't think it's very original. I don't really like the lyrics. I'm not a rap person, so leigh-anne rapping on it doesn't really give it bonus points for me because I don't care about rap. Um, and I just don't. I just don't like it. That's all I got.
Yeah, with Stereo Soldier, it's just like I never really like felt that song. Um it has like a really young sound to it and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a kids bop feel. I don't know why. Um so it's one that I never really listened to and it's one that like I always just end up skipping because I just don't really like it.
Oh, okay. Wait, sorry. The other thing about Love Drunk that I'm not a fan of, and this is going to be a reoccurring theme, is how repetitive it is. All right, moving on. Number 14 is Stereo Soldier.
Mine's Love Drunk.
We've turned into the same person. No, I think we'll differ.
Yeah.
Okay, Stereo Soldier. The only part of the song I like is the bridge. I don't particularly, again, like the concept or the lyrics that much. It's really repetitive. I'm not a huge fan of the drums. Uh, and that's kind of that, to be honest. Not that deep. So
Okay, with Love Drunk, to be honest, I don't mind it that much. Like I could probably switch out this one and then like the next one and have no problem with it. Um there's like parts of the melody and like some production aspects that I kind of like. I really like Jesse's part. That's like my favorite part out of the whole song really. I'm not a fan of the lyrics. Uh yeah, that's what really brings it down to number 14 instead of 13 is that I like the lyrics more on the next one and like the production more on this one. So, there's that.
moving on to number 13. Everyone get prepared to hate me. I have Turn Your Face.
I have We Are Who We Are.
I know, it's a ballad. Wahahaha. I don't know why that came out evil. Uh, I just like I just think it's a bit of a boring ballad. Um, their voices have developed so much from then. It's like kind of just weird to listen to as well, which kind of taints my view of it. And mm, I don't know. I mean, like the lyrics aren't bad, but I just am not really the biggest fan of it. I know it seems really low, and so it seems like I hate it, but I don't hate it. I just don't love it. Um, I don't even like actively dislike it. Like I actively dislike My Love Won't Let You Down. I don't actively dislike this one. It's just low because I like other things more.
We Are Who We Are. I love the message behind it, and I actually do really like the lyrics of it. I just wish it was a little bit different, like production wise. Like I wish it was toned down a little, um, and just a little softer, so it didn't feel so like loud and I don't know. Um, I feel like this would have done well if it was more of a ballad, and even if they did some sort of like acoustic or unplugged version, I feel like it would just have a completely different sound, and I would like it a lot more. Um, yeah, I'm just not really a big fan of the production, but I like the little lyrics, and like the message behind it.
Number 12, joining Turn Your Face is the other ballad, Pretend It's Okay.
I have Turn Your Face.
So here's the thing. Um, I would probably put Turn Your Face on a playlist before I would put Pretend It's Okay on a playlist, but because I like the lyrics of Pretend It's Okay more, I put it above Turn Your Face, and that is also a reoccurring theme of this ranking. All right, what I don't like about it. I don't like how like fast tempo it is. I wish it was like a piano ballad. I would wish it was a closer ballad to Turn Your Face. But it's okay. Kind of like gives me a similar feeling as Little Me does, not in the sense of like what the song is trying to do, but in how I feel about it, which is like I should be able to relate to it and I should like it, but I just kind of don't.
Yeah, with Turn Your Face, like, don't get me wrong, it's a really pretty song and it's like really well done. There's just something about it that like I don't like that much. Um, to me, it feels almost a little choppy and like less fluid than some of their other ballads. Like, I don't know if it's the piano or if it's how just the style they're singing in, but it just doesn't feel like very cohesive through it. So, like, I listen to it, but I don't get the same like feeling as when I listen to like Love Me or Leave Me or I Love You. Like, I don't know.
I
Um,
don't get as much emotion from it.
yeah, I'm not sure why. Like, I used to listen to it a lot, but just recently I just haven't really liked it as much. I don't know why.
I definitely feel like the girls um got a lot better at emoting during the Salute album.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Um, not that like it sounds super disconnected here, but I just think like they really improved on that in the Salute
Mhm.
era.
Yeah.
Okay. My next one is number 11. Everyone get prepared to hate me again. It's always be together.
So is mine.
Honestly, I was kind of debating putting always be together beneath pretend it's okay and turn your face. Um and I ended up not doing it. To be honest, you could do it and I'd be fine with that, but you could also leave it up here and I'd be fine with that too. Always Be Together. It's just not for me, really. I mean, I the concept is sweet. I do like the concept. Uh, the lyrics are kind of like a miss for me. Um, they're just like I don't know. It's a lot of like really vague metaphors and like similes, and I don't even know how many similes there actually are, but I know there are a lot of metaphors in it, and it's a little bit repetitive like a lot of the songs on here. And I also just don't really like the instrumental and the melody that much. So um that's just kind of the end of that.
Yeah, like I feel like this song for me is kind of hit or miss. Like some days I really really like it and then some days I just don't really like it as much. Um I really like the beat and how it kind of like comes in a little bit gradually, like it starts off slower and then builds up. So like I like that aspect. But it to me, I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but it kind of gives me slight like fairy tale Disney vibes. So I feel like that takes away some of like the sentimental like meaning behind it. Um but overall I still like it and I do still listen to it. Um it's just a little bit lower than like the other songs on the album.
There's just too many metaphors for me. I don't know. Metaphor isn't necessarily like even quite the right word, but like I'd find me in the sky dancing with the moon in the night, like the circle never ends. Your heartbeat is my melody. I'll watch you travel. Like it's just a lot of like very vague. Uh, it sounds like you took a bunch of like quotes and put them in a song,
Yeah, I
you
could see
know.
that.
And I'm not. I don't really. That's not vibing with me. Like when you need me, the heavens will send a message within. I'm in the stars. We'll know that we'll meet again. It really sounds like you just took like a lot of like quotes and put them in a song. And so that's I don't know. I don't really like that. Um all right, moving on. My number 10 is Red Planet.
Mine is Wings.
All right. Red Planet. Red Planet is one that I used to really dislike a lot more. And then I don't know. At some point, it kind of switched a little bit for me. I mean, obviously, it's still pretty low in the ranking, so it's not like it like became a favorite. But I developed a new appreciation for it. I like the sound of it. I like that it's darker. I like the lower register that the girls are using. I don't really love the collab, but I don't usually love the collab, so like it's not really that big of a deal. Um, I like some of the lyrics, not really all of the lyrics, but you know, what you gonna do? Um, and I do feel like it's a little bit less repetitive than some of the other songs on the album, and so I appreciate that as well.
With Wings, I kind of feel bad ranking it towards like the low middle because this was the first Little Mix song I've ever heard. So I was hoping to rank it a little higher, but it just didn't end up working out that way. This song is it's kind of a stable song. Like I know I can play it over here regardless of who I'm with because everybody just knows it. But at the same time, it has sort of a younger sound that doesn't really fit me anymore. So now it's kind of become a song that I skip a lot, but it still brings back that little like memory behind it of 2012 playing on MTV radio station.
All right, number 9, I have Going Nowhere.
Me too.
uh I honestly I don't know what happened on Confetti because we've been so in tune for the
Yeah.
rest of these. I do like the concept, quite a bit, and I I'm trying to pull up the lyrics, guys. Okay, so I do like the concept. I do like that it's a bit more storytelling than some of the other songs on the album because, if you've been listening, obviously I like storytelling. Um, it does feel a little young to me though, and uh, and it feels a little dated too. Um, and and I don't really like the acoustic guitar on the studio version. I like it well enough when it's like actually an acoustic live, but um I don't like it as much on the actual studio version that acoustic guitar is like so heavy in the mix. Um so this one just kind of ranks, you know, down a little bit.
Yeah, it's like the same thing that you said about how hearing like an acoustic guitar in studio just doesn't feel right.
When it's not like a
Um,
true acoustic, it just feels funny.
yeah. This one kind of gives me the same feelings as Turn Your Face in the fact that I still feel like there's parts of it that just is a little choppy. I could not tell you where, but I'll just be listening. I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't really feel that." I don't know. This is really just a me thing. Um, if any, on another note, if anybody remembers the Cheetah Girls, and please tell me that the beginning note does not remind you of Strut.
Oh, I
Because
don't remember that. I don't remember. You wanna know what I need to do? I need to go find and download the Cinderella song from Cheetah Girls. That
yes,
exists on iTunes, right? That has to. That was my
it's
jam as
not.
a kid.
It's
It's
not.
not on
I had to buy
iTunes?
the CD.
No.
It's not on iTunes. The first movie soundtrack is not on iTunes because it's too old.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm violently protesting Apple Music.
I was so mad. I had to burn my own CD and then
I'm
buy another one, like buy an
I'm
actual
downloading
CD
it
on it.
illegally off the internet and putting it into my iTunes library.
That's what I did.
'Cause that
Yeah.
that that song was my jam. That is the everything.
Mhm. I don't wanna be like Cinderella
Yeah.
in a dark, cold, dusty cellar.
Okay, guys, so sorry. Got off track here. You wanna know what? Going Nowhere also kind of reminds me the guitar kind of reminds me of Cheetah Girls 2 for some reason. That guitar
Yes,
is
it's from Strut, I'm telling you.
yeah, I swear it does, like, that beginning, it does remind me of that.
Yeah, because I had just, like, watched the movies, and then I, like, listened to Going Nowhere, and I was like, "Wait a second there."
Yeah, it does. I mean, I haven't seen the
Mhm.
movies in a long time, but, like, that it does. I believe you.
Yeah.
Okay. What where were we? Were we done? Were we moving up?
Yeah, that was the last thing I had to say about Going Nowhere.
Okay. Number 8, I have Make You Believe.
I have DNA.
Okay, Make You Believe. I really like the harmonies in it. I like the instrumental a bit more, like the melodies a bit more, really like the pre-chorus. Uh, I feel like it's a little tiny bit less repetitive than um the rest of the songs, which is nice. Uh And, I do think, like, the lyrics are kind of interesting. Obviously, like, the concept's not super original, but uh, I do kind of like the way they approached it.
Yeah, with DNA, I feel like even though this was one of their first songs, and so it's automatically grouped with Wings and Change Your Life, I feel like when you listen to it and like you didn't know um, the album at all or even any of Little Mix's other songs, you wouldn't automatically group it with those songs. Um, it has
Teen
a
and
nice
Madhouse do not belong on this album.
no.
Potentially Red
uh,
Planet also no.
yeah, it has like a cool dark vibe, which I really enjoy, and you'll start to hear more about that because that'll probably be one of my main reasonings as we go further up. Um, but yeah, this one is always one that I've really liked, and I feel like it ages pretty well because I liked listening to it a while ago, and I still like listening to it even though it's from DNA. So I feel like it's one of those songs that just kind of is. It's nice no matter how old it is.
Um, my next one's DNA, so I'll respond. My number 7 is DNA. Keep the numbers going. What's yours?
Oh, mine's How You Doing?
Okay. Um, DNA, I I like always have the impression I like DNA more than I do because I like some of the remixes from later on, like from Get Weird and Glory Days and stuff. So in my head, I always think I like it more, especially because I then associate those vocals with it. Specifically Perry and Jesse, I think they sound very different after the DNA album. And so I always think I like DNA a bit more than I actually do. So, like, when I went to go back to re listen to it for this ranking, I was kind of like, oh, yeah, it's not really like I don't like it as much as I think I like it, right? Because what I really like are the newer versions of it. That being said, I do like the darker sound. I do kind of like the like interesting concept and take on the lyrics, right? Like that's a really interesting perspective to come at that concept with. So I do really like that creativity. Um, and I do it's also repetitive. However, I think it does a good job of not feeling super repetitive. I feel like there are enough kind of instrumental change ups and ad lib change ups and stuff that it doesn't get too repetitive. Um so I do like that about it. That said, we didn't rank this one, but I do like DNA Unplugged better than this. So just for the record, I would have put DNA Unplugged somewhere like higher in the list. Not exactly sure where, but somewhere higher. Uh, because I do like. I mean the instrumental for DNA, right? Like the normal version of DNA is fine, but I do like the Unplugged better. Um, yeah. So and honestly, with my next one, my number 6, you could swap them, but I'll explain why I left DNA at number 7 after.
Yeah. Um, I agree with like a lot of the stuff that you just said right there. What's my number 7? How you doing? This one this one was a really hard one to place because I could just not find a place for it in my ranking. Either it was I felt it was too high or I felt it was too low. So it's pretty much right in the middle because I had such a hard time debating on where to put it. It's one that I really like. I think it's really fun. Um I think my only like big critique about it would be that it's a little repetitive and
Mm.
I'm beginning to not listen to it as much as I used to, but I still do really like it. Um yeah, and like both versions too. Like I listen to them mm, I would say pretty equally. So there's that. I don't know. This one was just kind of a it's just going to go right here one cuz I don't have like too much to say about it, but I also just didn't know where to put it.
My number 6 is Wings.
Mine is Red Planet.
All right, Wings. You guys are gonna hate on both of us. Um,
Yeah.
But okay, so it's first to start off, it's above DNA because despite the fact that this is similar to Turn Your Face and Pretend It's Okay, um, I would put DNA on a playlist before I would put Wings on a playlist. But I put Wings higher up than DNA on the ranking because um, I do like that it has a more empowering motivational message, and I do like that it's not about a relationship. If you've been listening to the other rankings, you'll know that's important to me, and so it gave Wings the edge up. That said, I don't really like Wings. I don't like hate Wings, but it's really repetitive. It feels a little young to me. It feels very popish. Is that just me?
No, it is.
Yeah, like, it feels very popish, which I don't really love. Even the remix versions, like, later on the tours don't really make me like it anymore. I think probably the most I ever liked it was the Glory Days tour. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't really love the sound. The chorus is just, like, way too much. The verses are really short, but I do like the concept and the empowering part of it, so
With Red Planet, unpopular opinion, but I actually really like it. And I always forget that until I listen to it because people are talking about like hating on it all the time. So I automatically think, oh, I don't like that one. But then I listen to it and I'm like, wait, okay. It has that whole dark feel that I love, and it has a very big rock aspect, and I'm a big fan of rock music. So
yeah, I do like.
automatically, yeah, like automatically I'm going to really like it because I listen to that type of music um, a lot. Is there like a specific reason why people hate on it? Like I've never actually seen like a reason. Is it the collab? Is it
I don't
just the song?
actually know. Um,
Because it's not a bad song at all. That's why I'm so shocked.
I really only have it at number 10 because I think that the lyrics of the songs above it are stronger.
Hmm.
However, like, if I was gonna put something on a playlist, I would put Red Planet before Going Nowhere, Make You Believe, and Wings.
Yeah, like I've never seen a specific reason on why people hate on it, but like I really like it.
I don't know, I've never seen a specific reason. People just don't like it. Maybe I mean, there's kind of, like, always the implication that it's a little, like, immature sounding, but, like, that's this whole album.
Yeah, like that is a pretty consistent thing like for a while. So I don't know. I thought maybe it was because it's like a rockier song, so people didn't really like that because like the same people were hating on Wasabi for having that rock portion.
Yeah,
So I thought maybe it was like that they didn't like them doing rock and they wanted it to be more pop and R&B.
I
I don't
like
know.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So if anybody knows, please comment because I'm so curious to know and I cannot find a reason behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. You good? You have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I'll leave it there.
Okay, my number 5 is We Are Who We Are. And okay, sorry, you go ahead.
Mine is Madhouse. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
By the way, I'm against that Madhouse is your number 5. Okay.
Sorry,
So
girl.
this was like one of the first songs that I remember knowing from Little Mix, like as a casual fan. And, I was younger at the time I heard it. I was also desperate for songs that were not about romantic relationships. And so, even though I was a bit young and maybe not necessarily the my favorite song in the world, the lyrics, like the concept and the lyrics really were what mattered to me. That one I just have like a sentimental attachment to. And again, we prioritize lyrics and concepts, not about romantic relationships. um, yeah, so that's kind of how it makes its way up to number 5. It definitely has fallen over the years, though. Like, I wouldn't necessarily put it on a playlist before some of the other ones that were down lower, but it is one I have sentimental attachment to.
Okay, Madhouse. Um, I really like how this one has that same like darker feel and the heavy drums, and I overall really like it. Uh, my whole like top five are pretty close. I would say my top two definitely are further from the rest, but my top five are pretty interchangeable. Um, the reason that this one is the lowest of those, I would say, is because I don't listen to it as much as the other ones, mainly because I always forget how much I like it until I listen to it. Because it kind of is the same thing as what happened to some songs in like the Salute album. Would just skip over it without thinking and then just never listen to the song. And then I go back and listen. I'm like, oh, wait, I actually really like this song. Um, So I'm definitely listening to it a lot more than I used to, but because of that, it's kind of fell to number 5 versus 4 or 3. 3 or 4, I guess. Because of that reason.
All right, number 4, I have How You Doing.
I have Pretend It's Okay.
Okay, how you doing? It's really, 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 really repetitive. I don't love that about it. Despite that, making what makes it number 4 is I really like how cheeky it is. I like the 90s feel to it. Also, it's a single, right? So I've heard it a lot, which, more familiar, more comfortable, like it more. Yeah, I don't know, I just really like how cheeky it is. Like, I just really appreciate that. I like having it on in the background for things or whatever, so, like, I will put it on a playlist. Yeah, so that is the story of How You Doing. Oh, as far as the feature, I like both versions, they're kind of equal to me, so they're it's not, like, a huge difference.
Pretend It's Okay, I kinda had, like, I don't wanna say a weird journey with it, but, like, for the longest time, it was similar to some of the other songs on here where I would just skip over it because I just automatically assumed that I didn't like it that much. But I read some, I don't know if it was an interview or what, about, like, I think it was the DNA album in general, maybe, and they were kind of going through each song, or maybe it was just this song. I could not tell you. I read this a while ago. Um, and they had mentioned something about the meaning behind the song, and it kind of changed my outlook on it. And ever since then, I've been listening to it a lot more, and now I really, really like it. I like the lyrics behind it, and it just has like those lyrics that stick with me, which is pretty rare for a song to do. And it's kind of what you said is pretty much what I have in my notes, where I wish it was like a piano ballad because I think it would have had great potential as that. Um, but nonetheless, I really, really enjoy this one.
Alright, moving on to number 3, I have Madhouse.
I have Case Closed.
Alright, I mean, if you can't tell a theme yet, I really like the darkness of it. Uh, it I feel like also has a bit more of a rockier vibe, which I like. There's also I think they performed it I think when they performed it live at certain events, it was also made, like, even rockier, which I liked. And I like that it's not relationship focused. I like that um it is kind of really repetitive. Again, reoccurring theme on this album. They were really heavily relying on like those group singing parts. But I think there are a lot of nice change ups in the beat and the type of vocals that they're doing. And so that keeps it interesting. And um I do just kind of like that overall vibe to it. And I would put it on a playlist. So it's at number 3.
With Case Closed, the lyrics on this are just so good and complex, which we've said a lot in the past episodes, but it's true. Um, I love everything about this song, and it's again one of the ones I did not listen to very much prior to starting this podcast. I don't know what about starting this just made me start listening to it, but that's what happened. And that's kind of what I've noticed about my 3, 4, and 5 songs on here. They're all ones that I didn't listen to right away. And then I started listening to them recently, and now I really like them. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but um, there's that. I don't really have anything else to say about Case Closed. Everybody knows how good it is.
My number 2 is Case Closed.
Mine is Change Your Life.
All right. Case closed. I mean, like you said, like we've talked about before, I feel like you guys will probably have heard our mini episode on it already. If you have not, that's my bad. I'm in charge of editing it. And uh I think it's probably um like their best written song, like that they have written. And I think that it's like instrumental sonically wise, it's not like the most interesting song in my opinion. However, I think the lyrics are just so powerful and so well done that it just makes up for it. Um and I think that it just does a really good job lyrically of telling just enough of a story and kind of talking about the issue directly while also kind of talking around it a bit because at this time they were more kid focused than they are now. And I also think there's like a nice complexity to the lyrics and the way that it's addressing um, the toxicness and the abuse of the relationship they're talking about. And they're making a commentary on the justice system, and I just think it's a song before its time as far as Little Mix was concerned.
With Change Your Life, this one just makes me feel nostalgic. um, it's one that I loved when I first heard it about 3 years ago, and I still love it. It just makes me think about how far they've come. So even though I wasn't there in the beginning, I feel like I was, and it's just really inspirational and motivational. I was trying not to rhyme there, but it's fine. It's definitely one of my favorite singles, and yeah, I don't know. This one is another like it's another stable song in my playlist. Like I know I'll put it on there, and every time I'll just enjoy it and listen to like the whole thing.
Which brings me to my number one, Change Your Life.
Mine is Make You Believe.
All right, Change Your Life. Kind of similar to what you said. Um, I just feel good when I listen to it. I like that it's motivating. I like that it's about them. I like that I also just kinda I feel good when I listen to it. It just, like, really makes you feel like it's a little like, it's motivational, like, you just, like, feel good listening to it. Um, it is kinda repetitive like the rest of the album, um, but I feel like that repetitiveness, it works out fine because the song is so motivational. I like a lot of the ad libs in it too, I think they're really pretty. My favorite one is Jade's. She has a lot of them, but there's a one I think like right before Paris High Note that I really like. I just kind of like the vocal arrangement in general. I like the lyrics of the verses even though they're short. And overall I just like it. It makes me happy. It's one of my favorite Little Mix songs overall.
Yeah, I didn't mention this when I was talking about Change Your Life, but it's also one of the songs I really want to see live one day.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So my number one, Make You Believe. It's probably my well, I would say it's obviously not my favorite song out of all of them, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I love the production in this. I love how it's rocky. I love like the darkness to it. Even though it's not as dark as some of the other ones, I still feel like there's a dark aspect of it, which I
Yeah,
really
it's definitely
like.
darker than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah. Um I specifically really like Jesse's verse and the chorus. Those are probably my favorite
The
parts.
pre-chorus, the
It's
pre-chorus.
so good.
My favorite part of the song.
Yeah, I really like this song. It's really different from all the other ones they have, and so I feel like that also kind of made me automatically just really like it. And it sounds weird, but it's always been one I kind of clung to. Like even from like the very beginning, this was already like one of my favorites on the album, and it slowly just made its way to number one. Um, yeah, I listen to the song all the time. Uh, I I just love it so much. I don't know why.
So that is our ranking. I think maybe we should do a quick we didn't prepare for this, so I'm putting us on the spot.
Oh god.
I think maybe we do a quick ranking of the albums, of our
Okay.
ranking of the albums in general, because 'cause we're finished now with them.
Okay.
So, at number 1 and 2, depending on the day, it's Salute and Glory Days. Um, I know, I'm copping out, but, like, it really just depends, like, sometimes I'm in a Glory Days mood, sometimes I'm in a Salute mood, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, my number one is Glory Days. That one's just a stable one. I feel like all of my favorite songs come off that album. Um,
I'm never, like, not in the mood for the ones I like off Glory Days.
yeah, I'll listen to them any day.
Like, sometimes I'm not in the mood for Salute, but,
Mhm.
like, I'll always listen to Power, F You, Freak, Nobody Like You, you know what I mean? Down and Dirty, like, I'll always listen to those.
Yeah, definitely. And my number two is like I would say a little separate, but my number two is Confetti. Uh, I've been listening to it a lot recently. Because in my car I don't have Bluetooth, so I only can listen to CDs. So I've been playing the Confetti CD a lot, and so right now it's higher. I don't know where it'll be, like, when it kinda settles down a little bit, but recently I've just been listening to the album a lot, so right now it's at number 2. I also feel like there's just a lot of songs on there that I can play, um, around, like, my friends, and they won't get mad that it's, "Oh, it's Little Mix." So, yeah.
All right, I'm doing another cop out. Actually, I think all of them are cop outs. All right, next cop out is 3 and 4 LM5 confetti. Swap them around, do whatever you want, doesn't really matter. My gut instinct for some reason is to say that LM5 is 4, but I mean, like when you look at the actual track list, they're kind of even. So like I think that feeling is more of like the fandom, like me trying to rebel against the fandom telling me I have to like it.
Yeah.
um because the fandom is like, this is their best album ever, and like this is so women empowerment, and blah 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 blah, and like it makes me like, it just makes me have a stronger reaction like against it, because really only truly like a handful of songs, like a handful might be generous. um and I also, I mean, if you listen to our LM5 ranking, you'll know I have a problem with the whole women empowerment um thing, or not a problem, I have a critique on it. I have a critique. And what did I just say? I have a critique. And uh yeah, so um that makes me want to say it's number 4, but like if you purely look at the track lists, they're probably closer to equal. It doesn't really help that Confetti doesn't really have that many songs.
Mhm.
So that kind of like tilts it, because I probably like the songs I like on Confetti, I might like a little bit more than the songs I like off Album 5. But that being said, um, there are a lot of songs on Confetti I don't like. So, and because those make up the majority of Confetti, I don't know. I mean, not that I love every song on Ellen, but I don't know. It's weird. Guys, I'm tying them.
My number 3 is Salute. Uh, I feel like Salute got number 3 because I like the album a lot, obviously, if you did not watch our last ranking. Um, but there's a few songs in there that I really, really like, and it's kind of the same thing, I'm always in the mood to listen to them. And then I put LM5 at number 4 because I like I could listen to all of LM5 and not really have a problem, like, I could just have it playing, um, and I feel pretty similarly about a lot of them. So but with Salute, there'd be a few that I would wanna skip.
I feel the
But
opposite. I would skip on LM5.
oh, but, like, the ones in Salute, like, my favorites on there are, like, my top favorites. So that kinda wins over LM5. But it really just depends on what I'm in the mood for, like I just said before, I'm in the confetti mood right now, and next month, it could be a Get Weird, like, you never know.
You switched to Get Weird.
I don't know, it was the first one I looked at on my ranking. Like, I think my last one was a Salute, mood, so I don't know, I could not tell you.
um, all right, and so my next cop out is DNA slash Get Weird. And here's the reasoning. As whole albums, I would put DNA at 5 and Get Weird at 6. Even though DNA is less cohesive, even though like there are a lot of songs I feel about, I just hate how immature Get Weird is. I really don't like it, and the overall sound of Get Weird I just don't really like. And so there's just so much of Get Weird that I just plain out skip so much. In that sense, right, I'd put DNA over Get Weird. However, that being said, when you actually break it down like track by track, the songs I love off of Get Weird, I like more for the most part than the songs I like off DNA. So then I feel like, well, do I put Get Weird above DNA then? Even though like it's legit only 3 songs that I like off of Get Weird, I like them more than I like, the 4 or 5 that I like off of DNA. So in that sense, I don't really know like which one should go over which. So I'm doing another cop out, and I'm not tying them. They're not tied, but like you guys pick which one goes which. I'm just telling you, which ones are having conflicting issues.
So my number 5 is DNA, and that one's kind of similar to Element 5. I could honestly play the whole album and not really have a problem with it. Maybe skip one or two, but even then, I I could just leave it playing and I wouldn't really care. It also has the whole dark rock side that I like, so obviously that's going to rank it a little higher. Um, and then Get Weird would be number 6 because that album has the most songs I dislike on there, so that kind of weighs it down. But saying that, the on there that I do like, I really, really like. So it's kind of hard to like go back and forth between those two. But I would say if I had to like write it down, it'd probably end up being that.
Yeah. Um so those are our general, like our quick album ranking. Those are my cop outs. You're the only one who really did it. Uh, that is kind of that, and that is the end of our album rankings. Let us know what you guys think down below. So, like your ranking for DNA, your album rankings in general, all of that stuff. Let us know down below. Thank you for joining us this week. Don't forget to give us ideas down below for other rankings we can do. We finished all the albums and already did a music video ranking. So, anything else you can think of, leave that in the comments. And we will see you guys next week.